Hey, what's up? It's C. I figured I'd take a minute now that we're approaching the kind of the 5 year anniversary of Bray passing, and I keep getting the same question over and over again, and I'm happy to like answer those questions to people who knew him and people that loved him and that I know he loved. But I think there's some things that I'm willing to say publicly to anybody, like I'm doing now, and then there's some things that I would not say publicly, for his own benefit. But I think there's a couple things I just want to hit as briefly as I can, and that's, you know, um, he was a brilliant person, an amazing songwriter, uh, a talented athlete. I mean, I could speak all day about the positive things, and nobody didn't like B. I was much more polarizing. Everybody liked B. I can't tell you how many times B prevented me from getting jumped and all these other situations. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to just honor him and talk about the good things and the memories. And I told the Yuma story. I think a lot of people enjoyed hearing about that. And now that we're half a decade out from his passing, there's just something that I keep hearing about and just want to address. So when B passed, we did a Bray Day, a celebration of his life at a cannabis farm in North Carolina. That was very well received, very well attended. It was free to the public. Nobody made any money on that deal, and it was very obvious, I think, to anybody, because the hood appreciated it. Everybody that was there was appreciated. I had a lot of people come to me or send me notes during the event, after the event, whatever, and it was a beautiful time for people to get together and laugh and cry and just celebrate his life. And it was one of the most bittersweet days of my life. But just to put that on the table, and I put together a council of, I'm not going to give a number of people, but there was a round table of a committee I put together, and I would say half the committee did amazing. I could never have done the event at the level that it was done at and executed if it wasn't for the handful of people at that table that stepped up and really went out of their way to make sure that it was a beautiful event. And then there was all people in that circle that either did nothing or, even worse, spread lies about the whole thing. And I'm not going to go into specifics on who those people were, but there was a certain individual that was, quote unquote, very close to him, that went out of their way to not only spread misinformation, but to directly lie about what happened. Because I had a conversation. I'll tell you exactly what happened. We waited months to do anything. We were waiting for somebody to do something, somebody of authority to do something. It became very apparent, I think, after 60 or 90 days, that wasn't going to be the case. And so I went to the powers that be, and I said, this is what we want to do. We'd love for X to Y. I'm not saying one of his ex-girlfriends or anything like that. I'm not going to say who it was, but specifically had multiple conversations with this person to say, this is what we're going to do. We'd love for you to be a part of it. And from the moment that first conversation happened, they're like, no, we don't want this. And I was kind of like taken back by that. And then I tried to, I tried over and over again. And I said, okay, I went back to the committee. I said, they're pushing back. We'll give them more time. That side of the camp did nothing. So I went back to our committee, our war council, and I said, I think we need to push forward. Everybody whose opinion at that point mattered The people that were showing up to these meetings and contributing to these meetings were agreed, and we did it. And I have zero fucking regrets, because we did the right thing. And anybody that knows the truth knows we did the right thing. But what happened is that other side of the camp went out of their way to spread lies and misinformation, that they weren't aware of it, and we blindsided by them. And then their story kept changing. Oh, well, they didn't want us to be a part of it. Well, I thought you said a week ago that you didn't even know about it. So, like, which one is it, right? So that's something that I will never forgive. But then again, I'm getting long-winded, but I just wanted to address it publicly. Again, I'm not saying names, because again, the people that were there, the people that knows what happened in that situation, God rest his soul, knows the truth and knows we did the right thing. And I have zero regrets about that. It pains me that that death, especially a death of somebody so special as B, would split people in half. But that's kind of the irony of the universe, is that's human nature. This beacon of light, who everybody liked in a time of tragedy, and he had no control over this, right? It just shows human nature. So again, I appreciate your time. I could go on for, instead of 7 minutes, 7 hours on B and other things, the good and the bad and the ugly and the beautiful and everything in between. But I want people, the people that have stuck around this long, I want you to know that I appreciate it. I know he appreciated you, and may the gods be with you.